What could be better than an FK Berno PSD pistol chambered in 7.5 millimeter that also comes with a 10 millimeter barrel? How about an FK Berno pistol chambered in 9 millimeter? Dude, seriously? This is my show. So, you are ridiculously good looking. Well, yeah, but they don't really care about that. Get out of here. Well, they should. And you should have guests on more often. Well, there's a reason for that. Welcome back to OG's Danger Show. Welcome back to OG's Danger Show. Ooh, it's a danger show. Where's the danger? Welcome back, gangsters. Hey, by now you've probably seen my video on the FK Berno PSD pistol chambered in 7.5 FK. It's a hot little 7.5 millimeter round that's getting close to some short barrel rifle rounds, but it comes in a pistol. It's a pretty badass little pistol. It's a multi-caliber pistol, and when I got the original box, they sent me the pistol with the 7.5 millimeter rounds and magazines and barrel. It also came with a 10 millimeter barrel, and I did some limited 10 millimeter testing over on my other show. If you haven't already seen that show, pause this one and then come back to this. This PSD pistol, multi-caliber pistol, as I mentioned in the first video, it will shoot 10 millimeter, so therefore it'll also shoot 40 caliber. So with that one pistol, I could shoot 3 calibers. That's pretty cool. Well, you're not gonna believe this. What the FK just happened here? So I'm at my house the other day and I'm just busting rhymes and spitting flows. All of a sudden my gun dealer calls me and says, "Hey, OG, we got a gun here in the shop for you. We need you to come down and do some paperwork to get it released." I said, "Omar, I don't have a gun on order right now. I'm all caught up." He said, No, it's here in the shop for you." I asked him to open it up, and lo and behold, what was inside but another FK Berno pistol, along with a few more 7.5 millimeter rounds. I immediately fired off an email to Elvis Ray in Gainesville, Florida. He's the director of operations back there for the importation of the FK pistol. It's made in the Czech Republic. It's being imported now through FK Berno US in Gainesville, Florida. I told Mr. Ray, "Hey, there must have been a mix-up in shipping. Your marketing department already sent me one of these. Do you think I didn't get one? Maybe you guys sent me a second one." He really quickly replied that, no, we sent you a second FK pistol. We sent you a pistol this time that is chambered with a 9 millimeter barrel. So I took a close look at this thing down at my local gun dealer. It looks awfully similar. In fact, it's a 7.5 millimeter pistol. It's identical to the first 7.5 millimeter pistol they sent me. The first one, as I mentioned, came with a 10 millimeter barrel. This one, however, comes with a 9 millimeter barrel. So FK Berno could have sent me a little bubble mailer with a 9 millimeter barrel and a recoil spring and a couple of these Jivey 9 millimeter magazines in here, and I would have been ecstatic. Instead, they sent an entirely new pistol, a second FK pistol. And what are you going to do with 2 pistols but dual wield these mothers? So with one pistol platform, ordering the appropriate barrels, remember, your package is either going to come with a 7.5 millimeter pistol and a 10 millimeter barrel, or you're going to order the 9 millimeter version. It's going to come with the 7.5 millimeter pistol and the 9 millimeter magazines, barrel, and recoil spring. With a little bit of painted yellow there on the end so that you know you've got the 9 millimeter barrel inside. So with one pistol and 2 replacement barrels, I can now shoot 7.5 FK, and they make 3 different pretty badass rounds. I can also swap out the barrel and squeeze in a 10 millimeter round. Therefore, it will also shoot a 40 caliber round. And while Glock does not recommend you shoot a 40 caliber out of their chambers, the FK Berno PSD pistol has such tight tolerances and such a well-supported case that you can actually shove a 40 caliber round in there and shoot it perfectly safe. So my first thought taking this thing out of the box, this is a giant pistol. It's got a heavy slide on it, but as I mentioned in the first video, it's actually got a very easy slide operation. It's not a stiff slide like when you get a brand new Glock or some other new pistol. My first thought was, will this thing cycle reliably 9mm rounds, right? That's one of its features, is to be able to put 9mm rounds into this pistol and practice with it. Take it to the range with 9mm, take it to the range with 40 caliber. I've got a lot of 9mm sitting around. In normal times, 9mm is pretty easy to find, maybe not right now, but I can also get my hands on 40 caliber. Even in these troubled times, 40 caliber ammunition is pretty available out there on the store shelves because these days nobody wants 40 caliber. This thing can choke down some 40 caliber rounds as well. It'll take 10mm rounds, and here in the US, 10mm is becoming more and more popular and more available and easy to find on store shelves. So that's kind of a cool thing too. And then of course it'll take the 7.5mm FK round, which is a 30 caliber round that's traveling at 2,000 feet per second at the muzzle, 1,500 feet per second, 100 yards downrange. So it's getting 10mm ballistics 100 yards downrange. So in other words, it kicks ass over 10mm. Okay, some of the things we're going to do out here today on this range. I'm most curious to see how a 9mm round recoils, and I'm going to fire it rapid fire. Yes, we're going to burn up some 9mm, and it's not the easiest thing to find right now, but I believe I can sacrifice a little bit of ammo. I'm also going to try hollow point rounds in 9mm, 40 caliber, 10mm, and of course the 7.5 FK jacketed hollow point against some meat targets. I have with me today some pork butt. But I don't know what a pork's doing without its butt. Pork walking around without its butt probably looks like Taylor Swift. No ass. If you've watched these videos and gone down in the comment section, you've noticed that people confuse this PSD pistol with the FK Berno field pistol. Field pistol is an all steel pistol that FK Berno released a couple years ago. The field pistol is a $7,500 pistol. This FK Berno PSD pistol is not a $7,500 pistol. Let's get that out there in the open. It's a $1,650 pistol. $1,650. So here on the table in front of me, I have the 9mm version with a 9mm recoil spring already installed. I'm going to double check that by showing that the 7.5 FK barrel is out here. Over here, I've got the 10mm version already installed. So there's no way we're going to accidentally put 7.5mm rounds into this 9mm thing. Not that they would even fit. I can try here. That 7.5mm round would not even seat in that magazine, and would not let the magazine seat in the magazine well. These 9mm magazines will take 17 rounds. It's actually a pretty good loadout. It's the same as a Glock 17. It's one of the higher capacity magazines out there on the market. Before we get to that, there's something I want to address. The 9mm version of the FK Berno PSD, some people might be wondering, well, the 9mm, can you accidentally chamber the 7.5mm rounds? Oh gee, could I have an accident in there and blow the damn thing straight to hell? I'm going to show you here. Because the 7.5mm round is more or less a 10mm case, it is not going to fit in the chamber. You cannot accidentally stuff a 7.5mm round in there and blow the dang gun up. And if you have your 7.5mm barrel installed, well, you might wonder, could I accidentally put 9mm in there? Well, here's a 7.5 barrel, 9mm round. Let me focus in on that for you. The round, you can hear it right there, very loose and wobbly because there's a spare millimeter in there.
That's what she said.
And then also, you might notice, the 9mm case head does not sit flush in that chamber. So this thing will not chamber. The slide will not close on the 9mm round and you cannot accidentally shoot a 9mm bullet down a 7.8mm bore. Let's get to shooting. Very flat shooting pistol, very comfortable. And that is a flat shooting pistol. It's a little bit more than shooting a 22, but in no way is this recoil punishing. This would be actually an ideal pistol to take a first-time shooter out to the range and introduce them to shooting. The big giant gun, not gonna scare them, and the 9mm recoil, very, very easy in this pistol. All right, I was about 10 yards away on that one, and you can see rapid fire at the body of this target. A 9mm pistol that shoots this flat could actually become a very good competition pistol too. All right, what you really came for. Let's break some stuff. All right, we're losing sunlight. So you all came here for meat destruction. Well, you're gonna get meat destruction. All right, we're gonna come in here real close. Here we go, 7.5mm FK. Wow. So it launched into the dirt. Sorry about that, but man, it tore that thing open. There is shredded meat here on all sides. It just shredded the inside of that thing. Tore it open into like 3 big old panels here. That is some massive, massive meat damage. 10mm Norma, jacketed hollow point, 180 grain, safety off. Oh, big fireball this time of night. So we have an entrance wound. So we got pretty good tearing in there. I mean, that did some pretty decent damage. This part just unfolded from the main pork butt, so don't confuse that. But over here, this is the tearing portion. Round went right through there. Pretty decent tearing, not quite as dramatic as the 7.5, but pretty decent nonetheless. All right, we are completely losing light out here. 9mm Norma, 115 grain jacketed hollow point against pork shoulder under flashlight. Let's put the 9mm on the right. In case we don't do any damage, we'll do the 40 caliber on the left. Nice little entrance hole. This is very similar to human skin. That's why they use pork for all kinds of human testing. As you can see, we didn't do much at all. I mean, the round did rip through there. Did not separate the meat. Tore a little hole through there. There's our wound cavity. Inside, not bad, but again, not all that great. Maybe the size of a golf ball. All right, 40 caliber, 180 grain, jacketed hollow point. This is a Federal HST. Very controllable round. Very easy to shoot this round in the FK Berno PSD pistol. So I don't know if you can see there, made a significantly bigger hole than the 9mm going into the skin. Tore through the skin. Pretty decent amount of damage back here, actually. I don't know, they can say what they want, but I feel pretty comfortable carrying a 40 caliber. I don't often, but 40 caliber is a pretty badass round. It didn't do nearly the damage of the 10mm and nowhere close to the 7.5. All right, coyotes, this one's for you. You are welcome from OG's Danger Show. I thought we needed some more footage of shooting the damn thing. We can talk all day long about its features and blowing up targets, and yes, I could do that. However, I wanted to see how this thing reacts to multiple shots, strings of fire in 9mm, 40 caliber, 10mm, and of course the 7.5mm FK. More importantly, I'm kind of concerned whether or not this thing's going to reliably cycle a lot of 9mm. And most people don't have a lot of 9mm these days, but I brought a little bit of a stash out, and we're going to burn it up down here on the steel target so that we can tell whether or not this thing's going to choke on some lightweight practice ammunition. That's kind of what the purpose of the 9mm barrel in this pistol would be. So I definitely want to know whether or not it would work if I was practicing using 9mm or 40 caliber, and how comfortable it is to shoot, and then get around to busting some caps with a 10mm and a 7.5. I want to confirm I've got a 9mm barrel in there. You always want to look at your proof marks on the top. I'm going to separate out my 10mm/FK equipment over here. That's all that. Somehow I got a Glock magazine. Just in case you were wondering at home, it does not take a Glock magazine. It should be mentioned that both versions of the pistol are going to come with a spare set of sights. I showed you these sights in the last video. In case you didn't watch the last video, they are a Ghost Ring rear sight paired with a red diamond front sight. The sights that come on the pistol from the factory come with a very fine, low-profile rear U-notch and a very small, very precise front sight with a red dot. Not a glowing red dot, not a tritium red dot, not a fiber optic red dot, but a very fine, all steel, painted red dot. The FK Brno, the 9mm magazines take 17 rounds. Oh yeah, we got the 17th one in there. That's good times, and little witness holes right there on the side. 17 rounds. Mekgar magazines, actually really good, well-known Italian maker of very high quality magazines. A lot of companies use Mekgar as their OEM magazine manufacturer. Nine millimeters. Wow, there is such little recoil on this pistol. I just did rapid fire, almost as fast as I could pull the trigger. I'm going to spin you guys around here so we can do this all in one take. I don't think I've doctored up a target. There's my target. I'm about 7 yards away here. All headshots, rapid fire. And of course, I'm a right-handed shooter. My group's going to drift to the left. Of course. But I mean, wow, fast. 9mm rounds. It ate every single one of them without a hiccup. There were no stovepipes, no failures to eject, no failures to feed. Well, I got you guys here for a second. I know that a lot of people are critical of, well, anybody on YouTube who gets something sent to them or solicits material to be used on YouTube for the purposes of making a video. I will tell you this, I've been shooting with Jeff over on Tal Fledermaus for a lot of years. I try out a lot of stuff at my own office for police use. If I find a piece of garbage out there, a piece of equipment up to and including a firearm, if I don't like it, I'm not going to recommend it to you. 17 rounds, by the way. We're not shills for companies. We're not out here trying to make a buck, trying to get people to send us free crap. I've got a garage full of crap that I've paid good money for. Most of the stuff that I will evaluate on this channel, most of the stuff that I've shown so far has been paid for by my own money. These FK Brno PSD pistols were sent to me for evaluation. I don't owe them anything. Whether or not I give them a good review was not part of the conditions of keeping the pistols. I happen to be a big believer in these pistols. I actually plan on using the 7.5mm rounds in one of the FKs for a backpacking or backwoods gun. I don't do a lot of fishing or hunting anymore, but if I'm ever backpacking or out in the backwoods, I do plan on using the 7.5mm round as it kicks ass over the 10mm round. So you can say what you want. Over on Tal Fledermaus for a lot of years, people have sent us a lot of stuff. And of that stuff, we've tested a lot of garbage. Whether it's been bulletproof backpacks, specialty rounds that are supposed to do magical things that it never does, certain clothing types, solar panels. I mean, we've seen all kinds of gear over there. A lot of it's been garbage. We tell you that. We tell you straight up. A lot of it's been good stuff. Good body armor panels, for instance, recently shot over there. It's good stuff. I believe in it, and I would actually wear that stuff. So say what you will, but we're not out here shilling for a company because they sent us some free gear. I'm out here trying to show you good gear that you can actually bet your life on, and if you so choose to invest in such an object, this kind of thing I think would serve you well as a nightstand gun or for backpacking, hunting style pistol. It's something completely new to the market, and therefore it's going to get a lot of negative comments from people who don't know any better, but I've had this thing in my hands now for a little over a month, one version over the other. I've shot this a lot. I'm really impressed with this pistol. I'm impressed with its craftsmanship. I'm impressed with the design, and I'm impressed with the fact that it'll take 4 calibers all in one pistol. I can make this pistol work with just about anything I can find on the shelf of my local sporting goods store. That's a cool feature, and that's one of the good selling points of this FK Brno PSD pistol. I'm going to set you up over here. I've put a pallet over here just to give you a horizontal line to kind of gauge this recoil off of. Let's see if that works. Pretty high-tech recoil gauge system. 9mm. This is our first stovepipe. I'm shooting steel-cased Wolf ammo. Clear that and continue. All right, what did you think? I find it very, very comfortable pistol to shoot. Looks like we're limited to 12 rounds of 40 caliber. I want to show you something cool while I got you here. I just did that rapid fire on that target again with that 9mm barrage. All headshots. Not as fast as I could pull the trigger, but pretty dang fast. Let's put the 40 caliber ones here. Fired every one of them just fine, and very controllable and easy to shoot. I liked it. It actually shoots much softer than my duty pistol that shoots those same rounds. Woo! He likes. Let me show you this. That's 24 rounds of 40 caliber, 180 grain full duty style loads right there in the center of the plate. 2 12-round magazines. Very controllable pistol, very easy to make those groups. Yes, OG, but how does it work with 10mm? Is it controllable with the fiery 10mm, the round that will kill your soul? 10mm magazine, again, a little bit of drag as it's going into the magazine well. Still seats just fine. Click. Chamber around, G. Wow, very, very comfortable to shoot. All right, let's give it 12 rounds of 10mm, 180 grain Fiocchi at that steel target. I'm gonna group them down below like last time. I'm gonna walk you up here close. My 40 caliber rounds here, 9mm rounds there, 40, and then this is my 10mm group down below. That's 24 rounds of 10mm in a group, the size of my fist, from about, we're about 20 yards away, 15 to 20 yards. What video featuring 2 pistols would be complete without dual wield? Get some! 9mm 40 caliber FK Brno PSD pistols. Don't let video games and the Boondock Saints tell you how to shoot. Dual wielding is bullshit. Okay, I want to show you this fireball real quick since the sun's going down. I believe enough in this pistol that I've given it 3 evenings of my own free time. I love this thing. It's a great little pistol, and I will certainly be keeping at least one of these. You guys decide whether or not you think it fills the niche in your own gun collection, whether you need this for hunting, fishing, or just general personal defense. This thing could do it all, but you'd have to be very creative with concealed carry on this big old beast. If you like this video, I'd like you to reach down there right now and give me a thumbs up. That helps push this video around YouTube, and that's very helpful because often YouTube's little analytics, they take these videos and they shove them away in the back burner so that people don't get to see our Second Amendment message, so that people don't get to see videos about guns. If you guys give this thing a like, it kind of forces it to the front. So I appreciate that, and it helps me get this video out to other people who wouldn't normally see it. I also have a newly minted Patreon account. The link is in the description down below. If you can, if you're so inclined, if you want to help us out over on Patreon, that would be much appreciated. That helps us get targets and ammo and all that other kind of stuff. Thank you guys for your support. Comment down below what you think about this pistol, good or bad. Please be nice. We don't need a bunch of clowns here talking about how their 9x25 Dillon is so much better. I can't find the parts for a 9x25 Dillon, so good luck with that. This pistol is readily available today. The ammunition is sitting on the shelf in Gainesville, Florida today. That might not be true for 9mm, 40 caliber, and 10mm in your area. It is true for the FK Berno PSD. So while you guys click over and watch a Taylor Swift video, I'm gonna clean up my range. Our sun is just about going down again, so I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Until we see you in the next video, you guys be safe out there. OG out.